Friends, this is Gautham Kolluri. I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant and founder director of CIP, Study Abroad and Immigration Experts. Welcome to the talk, the CIP International Graduate Review. Today, I have the pleasure of inviting Himanshi Gaba, one of our students from ex-students. I say she is an IT professional now. She's from Faridabad, in from North India, and she graduated from Durham College. So, Himanshi, thank you very much for joining the talk, the International Graduate Review.
Thank you so much, sir, for having me here on this call. I'm really
Sure.
happy for.
Yeah. So, the first question we all ask, I ask all our students is, was coming to Canada a positive decision? Are you happy coming to Canada?
Sir, I'm very happy coming to Canada. I mean, it has been it has been positive for me. I have seen cases where the worst things happen, but then everything for me went quite really well. I got my admission. I had my part-time jobs. I got my full-time job, and what else could I ask for? It's going good for me.
Right. I'm very proud of Himanshi. She comes from a very humble background, and she only did 1 year program at Durham College. She had previous work experience from India. She coded 777 in IELTS, and she is actually around 500 waiting for her ITA, and she hasn't even completed a 1 year Canadian work experience.
Mm,
She got a, so that is what basically people have to understand how the express entry system works. So you have work experience from India and you have top English skills, and for you PR is only a question of time, even with your 1 year studies, right? It's not really a difficult given. Yeah. So how did you connect with CIP? I know we talked about it, but again, I just want to uh, you know small things which change the entire life, right? So how did you hear connect with CIP?
So my story is, I mean, I didn't hear anywhere, no social media platforms, nowhere, none of my friends knew about CIP. I just went to get my IELTS and I was pretty confused about how to start my profile. I saw some cases where the agents take money, they take lakh or 2 lakh rupees and nothing happens. So I was discussing that with one of my fellow uh, candidate who was giving IELTS at that time. I didn't know that person at all. He mentioned CIP straight away that, okay, go there, they will help you. And after that discussion, life has changed. I contacted CIP and everything went so smooth. I didn't know that why people get so hassled about their visas, but my process was really smooth after that.
Yeah, as I always say, a journey of 1,000 steps starts with first correct step, and it's important to choose a the right consultancy. There are 20,000 sub-agents in India who do not have direct agreements, who have never traveled to Canada, who cannot even communicate in the business of education. So it's very important. And we are here in Canada today. You're talking to us. We are here to support you with the PR. If it was an agency in India, you would probably be left alone in this journey, right? Your true journey starts when you come to Canada and you start your process. That is where you need more help. So happy that you have actually found us, and uh, cheers to the good guy who did refer you to us.
I don't know where
I
he is, but thanks to
Yes,
him.
thank you to that person. Yes, yeah. And also, Himanshi, she is a very humble person, and I was so impressed. I still remember one of her first calls, and I told her, Himanshi, if you get your visa ready, I will give a $500 small bursary for your flight ticket. And she made it, and I was very happy. So, we all talk about the good things, but let's start with the challenges, right? When you first came to Canada, what was going in your mind? What were the challenges you had to face?
So the main challenge was finding an accommodation, according to me. I mean, people are ready to rob students, I would say. So people, anyone needs to be prepared when stepping into this situation. Uh, with my personal experience, I would say do some research back in India, contact some people in Canada who can look out for you and confirm that this is a good place. Online confirmation would not work. Somebody has to go there, physically check, and
Very
then it
true.
will.
You know, what you look on the pictures might not look when in the reality,
No,
right?
sir. No, sir. No, sir. It was a mess. One of that case happened with me, and I remember you asking me every time that is everything going well, and I told you that my accommodation is not. I mean, I had a hard time at that time, but then everything after that was fine for me. I got my part-time job. I did my research in India already for that job. So till the time I came here, my job was confirmed. So things like that, I would suggest everyone to be prepared when you come into Canada. Do some research in India as well. Don't think, okay, we will come here and then we will start. It would take a lot of time then.
Very true. Housing is the first challenge, and please make sure that you have sufficient funds. It is expensive. The first 2, 3 months will be expensive for you, and it's good that the Canadian government actually increased 20,000 because students will have access to these funds. Upfront expenses has definitely increased, but uh, when we're talking about accommodation, make sure that you might have to go for Airbnb for 1 or 2 weeks until you find accommodation, right? You might not straight away. That would probably cost you $1,000, if not even $2,000, depending on where you are. So please make sure that you have sufficient funds and patience, right? Your mindset. You should be ready to face the challenges. Housing is the first challenge. Part-time job. You're very lucky. So you researched from India. You contacted some companies, and they were ready to give you a part-time job.
Sir, I just followed some Facebook posts, some groups which were discussing about job, and I contacted one of them there only, and I got my job in A&W. So there was a person, he got my interview done online, and it was finalized even before I came to Canada. So
So that's
I
nice. So some good student again also helped you with some lead
like
and
I
you were
said,
able.
yes.
Well, I think, good things happen to good people like you.
Well, I would say that, 2022, 23, and now 24, these years have been, I feel blessed. Everything is going fine. But then everything depends upon finding the right people, asking the right questions at the right time, and doing your research. I mean, Canada is all about doing your research.
and 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 getting the right contacts, right? That's very important.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
how was Durham College and how was your you studied data analytics at Durham College. So how was your experience and feedback about Durham College?
During college, I would say, sir, in terms of teaching, professors are top notch. I am still in contact with few of my professors. One or two of them were actually working in top companies, and in the meantime, they were teaching us. So their real life experiences they also share. Nobody would know the real life scenarios, but they would share their experiences as examples with us. So the teaching, I would say, was a practical and theoretical both combined. So my course benefited me a lot, and thank you for recommending Durham College. I remember that I didn't even knew the name of that college. You recommended me,
I
okay,
know.
this would be
And I
a good
remember
fit.
we missed it once, right? Then we had to get it the next
Yeah,
time.
yes, sir.
I
So
remember you calling me crying, Gautam, sir, it's closed.
that time I used to cry a lot.
You're
So
a
yeah,
strong
thank you,
girl.
sir.
You know what? That's Canada makes people stronger. When you come out, coming from a middle class family where you don't even go out in the evening, right? You're alone living here. You did a part-time job. You succeeded in completing and getting a full-time job, right? So, how was your transition from your study to full-time? Like, what is your current job?
Sir, I am working as a lease database administrator in GLL Canada. So I got this. I gave many interviews, but then this job got finalized for me. But I have noticed this that you need to apply for I would say 10 jobs per day, then you will start getting calls. I know people, they say that they don't get calls, they get rejection emails. Even 9 out of 10 are rejection for me as well, even now. But then you need to be consistent with applying for these jobs, which I did.
One of our also international students who was working, she said, uh, please be subscribed to LinkedIn Premium. And the minute you see the posting, you should be in the top 20. You have the best chances of getting it. So that was an interesting thing she advised. So how, you worked in India, Betty. How many years of work experience did you have, Himanshi?
So, including my Canadian work experience, it would total to 7 years now. So,
But in India, when did you graduate? When
in
did you
India,
complete
it
your bachelor's?
2015,
So 2015, and then you started for how many years did you work?
6 years, I would say, in India.
Six
Six,
years.
six and
I
a half.
wouldn't say that
Yeah.
you are from 2015. You look like last year. Right? So that's good. So, big advantage in Canada, guys. If you have strong work experience, you, especially IT, healthcare, pretty much easy. You will definitely get a job, but definitely efforts have to be it. It's not going to be a cakewalk, right? Freshers, guys, please, I advise freshers not to come to start your process without work experience unless you have top-notch English skills. I wouldn't advise. Please try to get at least 1 to 2 years work experience, 3 years work experience, then think about coming here. It will help you not just from your career perspective as well, but from a PR perspective. Canada has point-based system, so please make sure that you have at least 1 to 3 years of work experience before you embark on your journey to Canada, right? So you worked in India, now you're working in Canada. What difference do you see, like, advantages, disadvantages?
So I have seen a lot of difference in the working culture here. I mean, I remember my times in India that my manager used to call me, okay, this is very important. Can you do it? It was work from home that time. So they don't understand if it's really 8 or 9 p.m. But here, even if I log in 10 minutes after 5, I start getting messages, okay, please log off. You can log in again tomorrow, take rest. And they promote their healthy lifestyle here. I have felt this. In my company, uh, they don't want me to work after 5 p.m. at all. And some days they just say, okay, 3 p.m., okay, go, you can leave. So I would say that it is fun working here. I enjoy my work life balance here a lot more than India.
That is nice. So last question, Betty. You have been through this student journey and now you're a professional. So what would you advise prospective international students from India, other countries, IT professionals, to be successful here in Canada?
So I would advise, if you still have some time and you have time in hand, start learning another language. It would be really helpful here. I know people getting jobs just because they are bilingual, they know French, and they don't have that
French,
work experience. They don't really fit into that skill set, but just because they know that language, they get the jobs, and other qualified people don't get the job. So, one thing, if you can do it and if you have time, interest, you should start thinking about learning another language. And
French, Canada is bilingual, especially for many projects. French is important, yes, and also from the PR you get additional points for French, right?
yes,
How about
yes.
the technical? How about the technical stuff, Betty?
So for the technical stuff, I would recommend whatever you put on your resume, just know that you know it really well. I mean, if you need to be best in the Excel skills, and you should know what you're doing. So just try to update your skill set. There are so many learnings, and there, I would say, so many courses
Coursera,
which are
Udemy, and
available.
yeah.
Udemy, yeah, like that. So try to get as much as knowledge you can, because you will be benefited with these things because everybody here has degree, so there is no difference.
That's good. Yeah. So, well, you're almost on the path to get your PR. She has 500 plus. Today we had an express entry draw, very small draw. The CRS score was high, but I think it is definitely going to fall soon. So, looking forward, Himanshi, to support you with your PR application. Thank you very much for joining the talk, the CIP International Student Review, and best wishes.
Thank you so much, sir.